A conspiracy so wild it sent someone into a pizzeria with a rifle. Could it be true? Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Brianne. I'm running on coffee and the tiniest amount of patience today.
Same, but also I barely slept because I was out ghost hunting in this old mill. And I swear something tapped my shoulder. Twice.
Or it was, wind and your own hoodie string. Sorry, not sorry.
You're impossible, but I love you. Anyway, welcome to the Veil, Unsolved and Unbelievable. Okay, so check this out. Today we're diving into Pizzagate, the conspiracy theory some folks pushed during the 2016 election that claimed a Washington, D.C. pizza place was the hub of a child trafficking ring. It's been thoroughly debunked, but we're going to walk through what people believed, how it blew up, and what it cost in the real world.
A global cabal hiding in a pizza shop basement that doesn't exist. Solid start, gang.
Here's what went down. In March 2016, John Podesta's personal email got hit by a spearphishing attack. Months later, WikiLeaks dropped thousands of those emails online. Conspiracy forums picked them up, and a small army on places like 4chan, 8chan, and Reddit combed every line. Normal words about dinner and, pizza night became alleged code words. People insisted terms like pizza and pasta secretly stood for horrific crimes. Linguists and investigators later tore that apart. They're just food words. But by then, the narrative had legs.
Pattern seeking on overdrive. You can turn a grocery list into the Zodiac if you squint hard enough.
Comet Ping Pong, a DC pizzeria, got dragged into it because it popped up in some emails and its owner, James Alefantis, knew folks in Democratic circles. Suddenly, blogs and alt-right personalities were posting these sketchy, breathless pieces acting like police reports. Fake news sites even ran headlines claiming the FBI had confirmed a ring. That was fabricated. Authorities, including DC police and the FBI, repeatedly said there was zero evidence of any trafficking, satanic rituals, or any of it. Also, and this matters, Comet Ping Pong doesn't even have a basement like the myth described.
Minor detail, right? The room where it all supposedly happened doesn't exist.
As it spread, it got uglier. The pizzeria and staff were flooded with threats. Yelp had to lock their page because reviews were clearly from people chasing headlines, not ordering a slice. Harassment spilled to other DC businesses like Besta Pizza, Little Red Fox, Politics and Prose, and Terrasol, and even to totally unrelated places such as Roberta's in Brooklyn and Eastside Pies in Austin. Bands that had once performed at Comet Ping Pong, Heavy Breathing, Sex Stains, got targeted, and an artist, Arrington de Dioniso, who'd painted a mural there years earlier, was doxxed and harassed. People's lives were getting wrecked over made-up connections. On Reddit, the dedicated r/Pizzagate community became a hub, but it was banned for doxing in November 2016. The chatter migrated to Voit, which was more permissive. Analysts later noticed a weirdly high volume of Pizzagate tweets coming from places like the Czech Republic, Cyprus, and Vietnam, with bot accounts doing loads of the retweeting. That inorganic boost helped kick this thing into mainstream feeds.
Say hello to amplification. If you've got bots and a few loud megaphones, you can make a whisper look like a movement.
Meanwhile, some conservative media figures and internet personalities kept nudging it along. And in Turkey, several pro-government outlets latched on, echoing U.S. forum rumors in their headlines. Commentators there even suggested the hype served to distract from a domestic child abuse scandal. So it wasn't just an American internet story. It got exported and repurposed. Then, in December 2016, it turned violent. Edgar Madison Welch, 28, drove from North Carolina to D.C., walked into Comet Ping Pong with an AR-15-style rifle, and fired rounds into a wall, a desk, and a door while, in his words, self-investigating. No one was hurt. He surrendered and was arrested. Later, court documents said he had tried to recruit friends after watching a YouTube conspiracy video. He pleaded guilty in 2017 to interstate transport of a firearm and DC assault with a dangerous weapon, paid about $500 to $700 in restitution, and Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson sentenced him to 4 years. He called his actions foolish and reckless. He was released in 2020, and in January 2025, he was fatally shot by police in North Carolina after a traffic stop escalated when he drew a gun. It's grim all the way through.
Real lives, real guns. All for a story that unraveled the minute anyone checked a floor plan.
And it didn't stop there. A man in Louisiana, Yusuf Lee Jones, pleaded guilty in January 2017 for calling threats into another D.C. pizza shop, saying he wanted to finish what the other guy didn't. A UK case in 2018 copied the style of this smear. A business owner got falsely branded a pedophile by a local harasser, who ended up sentenced. It shows how the template spreads. Accusation first, evidence never. Even as law enforcement and journalists debunked every pillar, the supposed code, the basement, the satanic rituals, adherents shifted the goalposts. Some claimed the shooting was a false flag designed to discredit them. The story mutated into Pizzagate and then bled into QAnon. It added wilder offshoots like the totally baseless frazzle drip rumor. In 2020, it resurged on TikTok, hitting tens of millions of views. And then again around the Epstein files in 2026. It got less partisan over time, morphing into a vague, global elite narrative that's harder to pin down and easier to believe if you're already suspicious. So yeah, it's bananas and dangerous. A debunked claim still sent a guy with a rifle into a family restaurant. That's the part I can't shake.
Let's put a pin in the drama and talk receipts. Investigations by DC police and the FBI found no trafficking ring, no satanic ritual abuse, nothing. Linguistic experts looked at the Podesta emails and said these are normal conversations. There's no secret code. Journalists traced those fake headlines about FBI confirmations back to sites with no credibility. And the supposed hub, Comet Ping Pong, does not have the mythical basement. Full stop. What actually happened is the internet did what it does. Forums gamified a tragedy that didn't exist. People crowdsourced fear, and social platforms amplified it. Reddit banned the main community for doxing. They regrouped on Vote, and the attention economy kept paying out to the loudest, most sensational takes. You add in bots, foreign amplification, and a few influencers who like the clicks, and boom, you've got a firestorm.
I hear you. I'm not defending the theory at all, but I think the pull is real. People looked at chaotic politics, scandals, all of it, and they wanted a map. A story where the villains are obvious and you, the investigator, are the hero. You feel useful. You feel like you're protecting kids. That moral adrenaline is powerful, even if it's built on sand.
Totally. Our brains hate uncertainty. So we chase patterns and meaning, even when there isn't any. Add motivated reasoning and a community that cheers you on, and it's hard to back out. But that's exactly why we owe it to each other to slow down, verify basic facts, and not turn strangers' lives into ARG side quests. Especially not with guns.
So my take, question everything, but don't confuse vibes with evidence. When police, journalists, and actual linguists all say no, you've got to recalibrate. And maybe call your representatives about real child protection policies instead of stalking a restaurant.
The point is, keep your curiosity, lose the torches, and maybe close Reddit at 2 a.m.
Greater question time. Why do we cling to debunked conspiracies? My quick hit, pattern hunger, control cravings when life feels messy, and the belonging you get from a community who sees what you see. It's human, but it can be hijacked.
Agreed. Curiosity is a feature, but it needs guardrails like evidence and empathy.
Quick rec before we go. Watch After Truth, Disinformation and the Cost of Fake News. It lays out how rumors become movements, how platforms pour fuel on them, and what that does to real people. Super relevant here.
All right, moving on to our day. I'm going to make tea and not read comments for once.
And I'm totally grabbing my EMF meter and heading back to that mill. If something taps me again, I'm bringing snacks for the ghost. Kidding. Sort of.
Thanks for listening, friends. Stay curious, be kind, and verify before you amplify.
We love you. Question everything, especially us. And we'll see you next time on The Veil, Unsolved and Unbelievable.